Goodness. Hey, so welcome to the channel. If you're brand new here and you just want to learn how to make wild rice pancakes, welcome. Glad you could join us. And for those who are already subscribers and who watch the channel on a regular basis, welcome back and happy Saturday to you. Oh, and in the comments section below, for today's conversation, I'd love to come up with some type of a clever name for this series. Now, assuming I'm going to keep doing it, as long as you guys are watching them, I'll keep producing them and making the videos and sharing information about nutrition and meal ideas. Runners. So I am using a cookbook, recipe book that's called Run Fast, Cook Fast, Eat Slow. It's by Shaylin Flanagan and Elsie Kopecki. So hopefully I got that right. Shaylin Flanagan has won the New York City Marathon. She's an elite runner, very accomplished. So I trust that if it's helped her to get to where she is, it's going to help us as well. And I see no reason to try to reinvent the wheel here. So I'm going to just dive right in. So with the wild rice pancakes, I'm going to just kind of give you the list of ingredients here. Now again, remember, this is Cook Fast. That's right in the title. So I think it lives up to its name. So for the ingredients that we need, 1 cup of almond meal, half a teaspoon of baking soda, half a teaspoon of fine sea salt, 1.5 cups of cooked wild rice, drained and cooled, which I've done, 3 scallions, which we have here that are washed but not chopped yet, a half a cup of unsweetened almond milk or whole milk, 2 eggs, and a 1/4 cup of virgin coconut oil that we're going to divide out. Half of it's going to go into the recipe, the other half we're going to use to cook with. And just a side note for substitutions, this is considered to be a vegetarian meal, so it's not vegan because it has the eggs in it. So just know that right up front. And that's one of the things I do like about this cookbook, as a part of a critique of it, is that it will indicate there at the bottom of the recipe if it's vegan or vegetarian, so that you know. And it also has some substitutions. So if you have a nut allergy, you could use 1 cup of whole wheat flour instead of the almond meal that they're calling for. So I need to do just a tad bit of prep work ahead of time. So I'm going to chop up the scallions here and get those ready to go. The wild rice I've already cooked because we needed to do that to make sure that it was drained and cooled. So that's in the fridge. And I'm just going to start by chopping off these little, I don't know what you call those, roots there at the bottom, because we don't need those. Whew! Really smell the onions. Holy cow. I'm not that skilled in the kitchen, but you know what? If I can cook this, anybody can do it. Trust me. I am definitely not a chef by any stretch of the imagination. And as I'm cutting up these scallions, I'm using both the white and the green parts, as you can see. Okay, so the scallions are good to go, and I'm just going to kind of set this aside for now, because I need to get my bowl out here. I need to make room for it. Maybe I'll just turn it. How's that? Okay, but I need to keep this out because I don't have this recipe memorized. All right, so we got a bowl here, and let's start putting this thing together. In a large bowl, it says combine our almond meal, or if you want, you can substitute almond flour, and it's basically you're going to have the same product with the same nutritional components to it, the same nutritional profile, I guess, with the exception that almond flour is going to have a little less fiber, a few less minerals in them because it doesn't have the skins. But other than that, you're not losing out anything from the nutritional side of things. And then we need to have some baking soda in there, obviously, or our pancakes are going to be flat. We don't want that. So, and we're going to have a half teaspoon of baking soda. And I got this ginormous thing of baking soda. We use baking soda for a lot of things, including cleaning. So that's why we have such a big bag here. And then we're going to keep out that same measurement, half teaspoon. And this is fine sea salt that I'm adding there. Oh, and I need my rice, so I got to get that out of the fridge because I kept that cold. Okay, we got that in our bowl, so we're good there. Baking soda, rice, and then let's see, salt, scallions, eggs, and almond milk that we need to put in there. So let's turn this knife off to the side, get our scallions put in there, our almond milk. All right. We got to get our eggs in there and then mix her up. So we are getting there. This is going pretty quickly, actually. Cool. That is a lot of scallions. I tell you that right now. But we're getting a nice, good mixture here. So I think this is going to be, you know, it could be good for breakfast. They suggest putting a fried egg, you know, having it with a fried egg and maybe some avocado. So you got those healthy fats with the avocado. Oh, and I need to add the 2 tablespoons of coconut oil. Now, coconut oil is kind of, you know, it's in a hardened state, so you do need to melt it a little bit somehow, either on your stove or in a microwave if you like to use microwaves. But a couple of tablespoons definitely into the mix, and we'll stir that in there. Get that all nice and mixed up for us. Yes, and this will make up to 12 servings or 12 different pancakes. So I am going to be using a griddle because, again, I've got a larger surface to work with, and I've got it set at right around 325 degrees. And you want to coat the top of whatever you're using. So if you're using a frying pan or cast iron, you know, you're going to want to coat it a little bit with the coconut oil and you kind of spread it around. I suppose you could use a spoon to do that. You know, if you have like a little basting thing, I think I found this works pretty easy. Just, you know, put it on your whatever it is you're using to cook with, your cook surface, and then just use a basting brush as long as your griddle hasn't heated up to the point where it's going to melt it. And as I mentioned, this recipe makes 12 3-inch pancakes. The way that I have found best to do that is that comes out to about a 1/4 cup each. So if you have a 1/4 cup, you can use that to be able to make pancakes with. Okay, so I think our griddle is all heated up, so let's go ahead and put a few on and see how it goes. So again, I'm going to be using a 1/4 cup to be able to make these, and just kind of plop them. Now I'm going to use the back of the cup to kind of flatten them out just a little bit because, like I said, I've done this already, and that seems to work pretty well when it comes to cooking them. And just like a regular pancake, you just kind of wait for the edges to brown before you flip them. Oh, gosh darn, these smell delicious. Whew. And I am hungry. You might be able to hear it sizzling just a little bit. So that coconut oil is doing a good job. And again, they do suggest, I mean, there is a suggestion to have, like I said, an egg or avocado, but you don't have to. If you prefer just to have, you know, maybe make it more of a sweet treat for yourself, you know, you can use like maple syrup or something like that as a topping. Now, if you did happen to pick up, or you plan to pick up this same cookbook, one of the things that you might notice is that they don't include any nutritional facts about these meals, and I think they did that purposely because Shaylin and I think Elsa, you know, their idea is that you should be more worried about counting miles than calories as long as you're getting the nutrition that you need to support you in your efforts. But I did go ahead and calculate what those nutritional facts might be. So I'll share with you too the number of calories in case you're interested, the number of carbs, protein level, that kind of thing. So I do like to know what those are myself. All right, so I think the first batch is done. So I'm going to put those over on the plates. We'll plate those. I'm not going to eat all of these all at once. And then we'll go ahead and make up the rest of the batter. Oops. Make up the rest of our pancakes here. Ah, they smell so good. So we are looking good. I think we're just about there, almost ready to plate the rest of these. In fact, I think I'm going to start pulling these off the griddle because they appear to be done. Is to serve these with maybe a fried egg or some, again, avocado. So that's exactly what I am going to do. And there we go. I'm ready to eat. Hey, thanks for making it to the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I enjoyed making it for you. And don't forget, in the conversation or the comment section below, I'd love your input as to what we might be able to call this video series, or even if you want me to continue to do it in the future, because this channel is all about us and sharing information and enjoying the journey, our running journey together. So again, thanks for making it to the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed making it for you. As always, run tall, run strong, be kind to one another. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time right here on Run Tall with Tim.